Hey everybody, it's Erin here to do another chair yoga practice with you. Today we'll be particularly focusing on the shoulders and upper body and a little bit on low back, just easing some low back pain with some yoga poses and movement that will hopefully make your body feel good along with your mind and just help bring this sense of calm. So let's get right to it. We'll be doing most of everything from the chair today. So if you want to find a chair that you're most comfortable being in for today's practice. Another note for today's class is you'll want something like a yoga belt. I have a particular yoga belt that I use. If you don't happen to have something like this, you might just use a belt or a belt that you wear around your waist, or even some kind of tie, like a robe tie of some kind. Anything of the same shape will work for today's purposes. So we'll just set that aside for now, and we'll get to that here in a little bit. I have a blanket under my feet today. I think I've mentioned before, just having a little bit of cushion under your feet can feel really nice to just bring the feet up a little bit and help bring the knees in line with the hips. So particularly for me, my legs aren't too long, so when I sit in chairs, a lot of times my knees tend to drop down lower than my hips, and sometimes that can feel a little uncomfortable when sitting in a chair for a longer time. So I like to have that extra cushion. Just throwing that out there. If you want to fold up a blanket or even bring a couple yoga blocks or some other type of surface like couple pillows or something under your feet, know that that's a nice little prop to help make the pose maybe feel a little bit better for you. So we'll start today with just a moment to ground. So I'll invite you to close your eyes or keep them open and just settle into the chair that you're in. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Take note of the space that's around you. Just acknowledging where you are. And that might include a little more details than just the physical space that you're in. Maybe where you are in your mind, what's been on your mind today. And this yoga practice can be helpful for slowing down thoughts that might be moving quickly through the mind, or repeated thoughts that maybe you don't want to continue. Starting with a little slower breath if possible. Inhaling slowly and exhaling slowly. And with those deeper breaths, you may start to feel the shoulders soften down the back a little bit. I'll invite you to soften your face, letting the eyes be soft. Let your jawline unhinge. Anywhere else that you're feeling a little bit of tension, just seeing if you can soften even just the slightest bit, just a little bit of softening all over. And just bring your gaze down to your feet. Just noticing your feet touching whatever surface they're on. Just gently turning your toes forward or in that direction, along with the knees. The knees generally will follow your toes. Just notice the seat, your bum, your hips on your chair. Just finding a little lift of your chest. We'll just warm up with some seated sun salutation. So we've done this in a previous class. If you've taken that one, you know more or less where we're going. We're just gonna experiment with that a little bit here to warm the body up. Just starting with a big breath in as you reach your arms up and overhead. Lift your chest and maybe even look up towards the ceiling or the sky. And then exhale, bring the hands to the tops of your legs and fold forward. Just keeping some awareness in your hips as to not fall out of your chair. Let your chin drop towards your chest. Let an inhale lift you halfway. So we're just looking forward and lengthening the back. Your exhale brings you into your fold again. And then press your feet down, rise all the way up. You can also press your hands into your thighs. Sweep your arms up. And then bring the hands to heart center, just sealing that sun salutation. Let's do a couple more rounds. Sweeping the arms up, inhale. Exhale, we fold. Hands can also come down onto the ground if that feels useful to you. Look forward and lengthen your back. Exhale to release into your fold again. Press your feet down, squeeze the legs together as you rise up, reach up, hands to heart center, sealing through the center. Inhale, sweep the arms up. You can move as slowly or as quickly as you'd like here. So just know that there's options. If there's a place that feels particularly good to you, you can hang out there for longer. We're lifting on an inhale if you're following me here. Folding on an exhale. And then rising back up. We'll just do 2 more rounds here. So know that my pace might not be yours. Sealing at the heart center. Just moving here at your own rhythm with your own breath. Know that if you forget something along the way, you can always just catch back up or make something up. This is not a strict rule here as we're flowing, just know that. Last sun salutation, either moving with me or at your own pace. Let your breath be your guide in some way. We'll all just meet with the hands together at the heart center. Just pausing for a couple of breaths. You might kind of shake your legs out a little bit, just sort of shaking your legs one at a time or kind of marching your legs out a little there. You might take a big breath in through your nose and out through the mouth. And just notice any heat that's already built up in your body. I'm feeling heat already. It's normal, it's natural. Just taking a big breath here. Allow your exhale to bring the hands down into your lap. You can either keep the palms face down or flip your palms up so the tops of the hands are resting on your thighs. And let's just bring the chin towards the chest. Just a little bit of rocking of the head side to side here. It doesn't need to be really big gestures, just kind of like a releasing, like you're letting go of that tension in your neck. And this tiny little movement side to side is just assisting in that softening process that we talked about at the beginning of class. Just noticing your breath moving here. All right, from here, we'll just bring the head back up through the center. So just looking up for a moment. We're going to bring the left arm out to the side here. So the palm faces back behind you. The thumb is pointing down. If you can't see my hand, kind of blended in with that little bird behind me. So it's palm down, palm back, thumb down, and then go ahead and drop your left ear over towards your left shoulder. So we're just kind of really drawing some length here through the right ear to right shoulder, left arm out. I'm just doing the opposite here so you can mirror me, but either way is fine. We'll eventually even out the sides. So feeling that space along your left side of your neck, the shoulder. Just slowly start to flip your palm to face up and look up at the ceiling, keeping your head over to the side. And then gently just start to look down towards the ground as you flip your palm back and your thumb down. And we'll just do this a couple more times if you'd like. You can add your breath with your movement. Inhale, thumb up, look up. Exhale, thumb down, look down. Just moving the shoulder here, just looking up, thumb up. And exhale, look down, thumb down. If you would like, you can start to add a little bit of spinal movement here. You look up, arch your back a little bit as you lift your thumb. And then as you look down, thumb down, round the right shoulder in a little bit. Excuse me, your left shoulder. I'm trying to keep you straight and me straight here. So looking up, left thumb up, arch your back. And thumb down, look down, round in a little bit on the left side. Just do one more of those. Find that movement here in your shoulder. You might feel even more heat building. It's natural. And we'll just kind of shake it out here in the middle. So that arm might be feeling some things at this point. I feel it in my shoulder for sure. Lots of heat, lots of movement happening. Feels good to me. Just slowly making your way to the other side. We'll stretch the right arm out, palm back, thumb down. Drop the ear over towards the shoulder. So we're just lengthening through the other side. Right side of neck and shoulder here, stretching, lengthening. And just breathe here for a moment. You might even reach through the fingertips slightly. And then gently bring your gaze up, palm up, thumb up. And then thumb down, look down, little twist of the shoulder. And then just continue with that flow, finding a rhythm here. Your breath might be guiding that. Inhale, looking up as you flip your thumb up. And exhale, looking down as you flip your thumb down. And then that additional movement of the upper back, the spine, just maybe arching back and opening a little bit further, and then rolling in as you look down. And just taking a couple more rounds here. Look up and look down. Feeling that little bit of heat building in your shoulder and the side of your body. Please know you can always take a break at any point if you need to. And we'll gently meet back in the center. So once you've had enough of that side, feel free to wiggle out your arm a little bit. Just take a big breath in. Exhale completely. Just letting go. Let's drop the chin towards the chest. Bring the hands to the back of your neck and just give yourself a little neck massage. You might start in the upper back area and just run the fingers up the spine, along the sides of the spine, all the way towards the nape of the neck. Just circling the fingers a little bit, pressing the fingers into that space in your body, just to release some tension. And just continue to breathe while you do that. Just breathing, Feeling what you feel, noticing some places that are maybe particularly tight for you. You can even just kind of raindrop your fingertips on the back of your neck, kind of giving that area a little bit of loving, some attention. All right, and then gently just come back through the center. Let's just pause. Let the elbows be heavy at your sides. Take a conscious breath in, maybe the fullest breath you've taken today. A conscious breath out. Good. All right. Hands to the shoulders. Let's just draw some circles with the elbows. So we're just continuing with this warming up of the shoulders, really moving into that space today, feeling that full range of motion. And that might not be as wide as I'm taking. So your circles might be really small today, and that's totally fine. Please know that. All right, and as you're circling back here, you might kind of inch your way a little farther forward. We want to just give ourselves a little bit of space away from the back of the chair if you haven't already adjusted in that way. And let's do circles in the opposite direction. Big circles back and then forward. Just rolling out here. Big circles. And you might add a little bit of a swimming action, like you're swimming with your elbows, getting into the sides of your body a little bit. So just kind of switching the direction, doing one at a time, breathing all the while. Good. Okay, gently releasing the hands, just let it go. Stretch your arms out into a T just to broaden across the collarbones, and then flip the fingertips back. Flip the fingertips back towards your arms. So we're really stretching through the wrists here, feeling that like you're pressing with your palms. Good, in that opposite direction, palms down, fingertips down. And then just circle out your wrists. Almost like you're doing a little flamenco dancing, rolling out the wrists. You might get your upper body into it a little bit, the sides of your body, and then other direction. Just rolling out the wrists in both ways. Feeling into that part of your body. And just continue to breathe. Just let the breath kind of guide this movement here. We'll gently just release back through the center. Hands down, shoulders soft, big breath in, and full breath out. Good. All right, hands back on the tops of the legs. I'll invite you to walk your legs out a little bit wider here. So we're gonna do a little cat and cow with a little bit of circular motion, just to warm up the sides of the body, allow the spine to move, and maybe free up some tension in the low back. So I'm gonna move my feet off of my prop here, my blanket, just so I can kind of lean into my hands a little bit. I'm gonna be close to the edge of your chair here. And then gently just start to look up at the ceiling and arch your back as you lean forward. And then we'll just round, opposite action here, almost like a beach ball was coming in towards the belly, and you're just rounding over it. Belly button back towards the spine, chin to chest. And then again, let's just do that same thing one more time. Look forward, arch your back. Feet are flat on the ground or on your props. And then exhale, just rounding in. And this is where we'll start to add in a little bit. So you can just come back to a neutral place. And you start to lean to one side, and then really leaning forward. Find that same arch of your back. Even though the elbows are bent, look up, arch your back, and then over to the other side. And as you move back, we'll just round the back. Same beach ball type feeling there in the belly. Same big circle one more time here. Look forward. And then all the way back. Okay, switch the direction of your circles, just rounding as you move over to the other side. Look forward, lengthen your back, and then all the way back. And feel free to move this a little bit faster. If this feels better to you to move a little quicker, that's fine. Personally, moving really slow feels super nice for me, but it might be different for you. So just checking in, moving. We'll take a few more of these circles. And you can switch direction each time, or you might stay in one direction for a few rounds. Know that that's your choice, breathing all the while. Your hands on the legs definitely are used as a nice grounding action here, pressing the hands down. As we move in this way, just a few more moments, just check in and see where you're feeling this the most. Where do you feel these sensations in this little flow, in this movement? Your low back, the sides of the body, the rib cage. All right, let's gently meet back in a more upright position, just settling, pausing for a moment, full breath in, full breath out. Okay, just letting the knees drop to one side. We're gonna do a little windshield wiper, exaggerated windshield wiper with the legs. So dropping one knee down, this particular knee dropping down to open through the front of the thigh, the hip crease, kind of like a lunge, kind of like in a seated lunge, letting at least one butt cheek stay on the chair. Just keep it grounded. Hands on the chair for balance. Just lift the chest, drop the knee down, take a big breath in, and then exhale the knees through the center, and just flip to the other side. Dropping the other knee down, we're just kind of letting the one side of the body slide off of the chair to make that lunge shape in the legs. Lift the chest, hands are on the chair here. And exhale through the center. And you can just continue flowing side to side if you'd like, or maybe just hold each side for a couple breaths. Just finding a little bit of movement in the hips here, and also that kind of lunge shape in the legs. We'll meet back in the middle. Just starting to sit upright again. Feet can come back under your knees. Know that if having a wider stance with your feet was more comfortable, you can always stay there. Just know that that's fine. It's not a particular way that you have to be in this practice. So we'll bring the arms out in front, and then just bring the fingertips in towards your palms. So you just have your thumbs sticking out, so like 2 thumbs up here. And let's actually lower one hand down. Got 1 thumb up here. As you stretch your arm out to the side, we're gonna open out the fingers one at a time. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. Once you get all the way back, see if you can go a little bit further without turning your body. So this is just focusing on opening the shoulder, chest area, and then flex your fingertips even farther back, just enough so you feel something there in your wrist, your palm, maybe all the way through the fascia in your arm. That thin layer of connection around your muscles, just feeling that big stretch here. One more inhale, and then just come back through the center. Let's close one finger at a time. Pinky in, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger. Thumb back in the front. Other side, just lifting your thumb up. Just open out here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Pause in the back, stretching a little bit further. Flip the fingertips out. Feel that big stretch, really stretching here through the inner arm. Feels so good to me, that big stretch through the front chest, the side chest. All right, closing one finger at a time, little pinky, ring finger, middle finger, pointer finger, and thumb in front. All right, let's do both hands at a time or at the same time. 2 thumbs up. When you're ready, just opening the hands out. One finger opens at a time, really stretching, and hold. Big stretch through the chest here. Fingertips draw back. Curl the chest open, maybe even look up. And then one finger at a time, closing in. Coming back through the center. 2 thumbs up. Let's do that one more time. Nice slow opening here. Big stretch, reach, look up, flip the palms back. And then nice slow closing. One finger curls in at a time. 2 thumbs up for all y'all. Good job. Take a big breath in and a full breath out. Shake out the arms a little if you want. Shake out the legs a little if you want. A little shimmy of the feet. Maybe even roll out your ankles. We've got our wrists a lot of love in. Maybe just give the ankles a little bit of that too. Okay. Next little move here will involve our strap. So you can take that, find that, take it into your hands. And we're going to do something with the leg. So taking one of your legs, lifting it up and bringing the strap to the bottom of your foot. And that might take a little bit of maneuvering. Take your time. There's absolutely no rush. You want the strap on a solid part of your foot, like the ball of the foot or the heel. I choose the ball of the foot because it's less likely that it'll slide off the bottom. So just a little insight there. Deciding where you want to place that, finding its placement, and then sliding your hands back. You could even scooch farther back in your chair at this point. We're just gonna start to reach the leg out straight. So your leg might not go completely straight here, and that's fine. So I'm actually gonna scooch farther forward because it's more comfortable and useful for me for keeping strength in the core, the center of my body. You can gently just stretch out. Your arms might straighten as well. And I'm gonna grab a little closer to my foot so I can actually stay more upright here. Your choice, just finding that stretch for you. Bent knee is fine. Just breathing here. This particular pose often helps me with low back pain, finding that connection of the thigh bone, the big bone, and the top of the leg, drawing back towards the hip joint where it connects. You might choose to stay right here, or you can bring both sides of the strap into the same hand that your leg is. So the leg that's lifted, hold on with that same hand. Option here to bring your hand to the loose hand to the side of your chair, gently twist open. Maybe even reach the arm out and gently twist back, finding a real open sensation here through that side. Continue to press your grounded foot down. Lift your chest. And just slowly come back through the middle. Gentle release through the center and slowly bring your foot back down. Just take your time. There's no rush. Just releasing your foot gently. Maybe shaking out your hands a little bit, your wrists, your shoulders, just letting it go. And when you're ready, we'll just move to the other side. So opposite foot, extend your leg out, and just find a good place for your hands. Maybe walking them closer to your foot or farther away, depending on what this feels like for you. I have a little bend in my knee, so please know that my leg is not completely straight here, and it's okay if yours isn't either. Just finding a stretch, some space in the back of the leg. Breathing here. Notice the spine lengthening, your back lengthening as you sit up tall. And then maybe you choose to grab onto both sides of the strap in the same hand as the leg that's lifted. Take your opposite arm out to the side or to the chair as you twist over that shoulder and breathe. Okay, we'll slowly come back through the center. Gently release that leg down. You can set your strap off to the side. We'll be done with that for the day. And just kind of take a few moments for you. Shake out your hands, your wrists, your shoulders, your ankles maybe. So just come into a place that feels comfortable for you. We'll come into a resting place to just be for about a minute or so. Just kind of letting this practice settle into the body. You might choose to place a hand over your heart and belly just to kind of seal that practice in with a few deep breaths. Feel free to close your eyes or keep them open. I'll be quiet for the next minute to allow for you to just drop into your breath, any sensations that might come up for you. Know that I'm still here, and I'll let you know when it's time to just wake back up. In your own time, just slowly start to reawaken your body. You might take some of those movements that we've already done today. Maybe just a full body stretch. Just sitting up tall for the last few moments of practice here. I'll invite you to bring the palms together in front of the heart. Just sealing here with an intention of gratitude for this practice, for the roots of this practice. Thank you, and see you next time.